We begin in Albuquerque, New Mexico, by the side of a concrete flood control ditch. Actors have helped us set the scene, but most of the footage you will see was taped when this story happened, on June 10th, 1988.
Storms in the foothills today, so stay out of the ditches. Possibility of thunder
You can have a perfectly dry, calm day down here in town, and there's a storm brewing up in the mountains that's dumping a lot of water, maybe.
I've seen little kids down in the ditches, playing in the water, just all of a sudden swooped away by the floodwaters.
13-year-old Eddie Barnett had been skateboarding that afternoon in Matheson Park. The sky was clear, and the ditch that ran through the park contained only a few inches of water. At 5:30 p.m., a call came in. Eddie had been washed into a major arroyo. A code raft alert was sounded at fire stations along the arroyo.
Ground to all stations, this is code raft is now in effect. Victim is reported in the Arroyo channel. No other specific location has been given.
Code raft alert means someone is in trouble in the arroyos. If they're not found and pulled out within a few minutes, they will drown. Rob DeBuck was the first police officer on the scene.
I saw about a 3-foot wave of water come down. It was a big wall of water. I asked one officer to stay up on the ledge so he could look over and see if he could see anybody coming. 2 minutes later, he said he saw a body floating down the water. And when he said body, in my mind, I pictured a dead body. He was up on top of the water. He was staying afloat, but he was moving very fast. I was very nervous because I knew if we couldn't get him there, I felt he would die. I didn't think he had a chance.
On one of Fire Station 8's engines, firemen Tom Velasquez and Ken Tiller headed to their pre-assigned critical point in the Embudo Arroyo.
We were listening to the other units upstream, and we heard that they'd missed Eddie Barnett. So we were hurrying to make sure that we could get him.
They prepared for the brief moment when Eddie would sweep by their position, but at 30 to 40 miles an hour, Arroyo floodwaters can be as dangerous for the rescuers as for the victims.
Ken Tiller strung a rope across the channel. They tied the two ends of the rope to two ladder rungs, and he tied onto the remaining rope. The force of the water was amazing. It was really flowing fast. They were hollering that Eddie Barnett was coming down. I handed the shepherd's hook to Ken Tiller. Ken barely stepped in so he could reach him, and the water just engulfed him and snapped him away.
Ken's in! He went in! He went in! Get your head on, Ken! You can do it! Go to the side! Go to the side! Get your head on, Ken! Come on! You can do it!
Ken Tiller tried to hold on to Eddie and keep him afloat, but the force of the water was pulling him apart.
There was just helplessness. There was not a thing that we could do.
As they neared a turbulent junction where the arroyo split into two channels, Ken tried to push Eddie toward the calmer channel. Then Ken hit the rapids. Eddie followed a few moments later.
Hey, come here! Come on to me! Hey, come on to me!
He got sucked under for about 20 seconds, and everyone was just like, where is he? Finally, he got shot back out to another canal, and that water was easier. My brother was a little in front of me, and I said, Robert, get him, and Robert jumped in, and I jumped in.
Eddie had been washed into the calmer channel, where 21-year-old Diego Garcia and his 19-year-old brother Robert were able to jump in and grab him. Though they were neither cops nor firemen and did not even know the boy, they had helped save his life.
You all right? I'm pretty slow there, man. Just lay down.
Bumped and bruised, wet and cold, Eddie was in surprisingly good shape.
You all right, partner? Yeah.
12 minutes after he was swept into the Arroyo, Eddie was safe. But Ken was still in trouble. He'd managed to grab one of the fire department's safety lines, but he couldn't hold on long enough for help to get to him.
I noticed that Fireman Tiller wasn't able to hold on to it, and I knew that if he kept on going down the Arroyo, that he was going to hit the water breaks. So I got inside my truck, got my ropes out, tied them onto the push bar of my truck, and lowered myself into the ditch.
18-year-old Jeremy Casadas risked his life by entering the driving floodwaters, but managed to pull Ken to safety. Dr. Robert Henry.
The fireman was in poor condition because he was a true near-drowning victim. He was blue, he was not breathing very well, and he was both vomiting water and also coughing dirty water, Arroyo water, out of his lungs.
Ken was released from the hospital a hero. Neither the fireman he serves with nor Eddie's mother has forgotten what he tried to do.
I feel very thankful for Ken Teller. I really do. I didn't realize how much he put his life on the line for my son's life. And I thank him very much.
Fix some juice or something.
A year has gone by since that day in June.
Every time I heard anybody going in the ditch, they'd die. I just figured I'd be dead too.
And you miss it real bad, you're gonna learn to appreciate life a little more.
Ken Tiller is still a fireman in the city, but after each shift, he returns home to the mountains he loves.
Good guy. When I came home, it was an unbelievable feeling to be free and breathing clean air and breathing, period. But I'm a Native American and I have my beliefs, and Mount Taylor, which I live under, is one of our sacred mountains, and I was happy to be underneath it again and riding the horses. That's what I grew up doing, and I'm just thankful I can do it, and hopefully until I turn gray, teach my grandchildren the same values that I have now.